going to preface this video with, number 1, no, I don't have any makeup on. Number 2, the feeds are on in the background for the HOH competition. I'll spoiler alert it at the end. So if you stick around long enough, you'll have a spoiler for tonight if you don't have the feeds. Excuse Christmas's mouth in the background. I'm going to start back and rewind to last night. Last night was rough. Last night was a lot. Last night was drama. Starts off with Bayleigh telling Davonne that she wants her to stay because Christmas betrayed her. Davonne's attitude was really great. Honestly, both of their attitudes were really great throughout this whole time. I just never have understood as to why Christmas was crying about her choice throughout basically the whole episode. Like, I am not Team Christmas on this. Basically, Davonne tells Danny and Nicole that Tyler wants to get Danny out. Apparently that's his motive. That's what he wants to do. He's been telling Davonne and Bayleigh. Danny's whole thing is, let's backdoor Tyler. Danny goes to Christmas and says, Tyler is trying to pin the girls against each other. And he's talking about Danny to people outside of their alliance, the committee. Very well could be true. Because Tyler has final twos with literally everyone in the whole house, okay? So who has he not made a deal with? Come on, let's be real here. That kind of starts the Bayleigh, Davonne, Christmas teeter-tottering on the edge here. Especially since she nominated the two of them. And Bayleigh thought that they were very close and that they were very good together in this game. They were working together, they were moving forward. She thought, until she nominated her. Davonne, unfortunately, was just a casualty. So now it's time to pick players for the veto competition. Christmas draws Nicole. Davonne draws Danny. Bayleigh draws Ian. Ian, honestly, was sick or not sick. I don't really know if he was actually sick or not. But he doesn't play in the veto. So it's just the 5 girls. Nicole and Danny were talking about throwing the comp to Davonne. Before they actually knew what the competition was. So basically what the competition was that they were all lined up in track lines and they had to keep their foot on a buzzer and they had to watch a screen in front of them until the math equations all equaled up to 13. So you had to be very quick with math, very quick on your feet because you had to run down and hit a buzzer before somebody else did. But you always had to keep your foot on the button behind you so that it wouldn't say you false start, because if you had a false start, you're automatically eliminated. It was one of these where you got to pick prizes, punishments, money, veto, all of that. So there were 5 of them. They were trophies. So each time you got out, you pulled out a trophy and it came with a punishment, a prize, the veto. It could have been anything. Davonne was out first. So they obviously couldn't throw it to Davonne. She picks out the veto. Then Bayleigh's out, and then Danny's out, and then Nicole's out. And of course, Christmas wins the veto. So Nicole gets a unitard because Davonne had it, and she says, I'm going to keep my, my punishments, my unitard up from her last season because she's had one like every time, I swear to God. So she gives Davonne $5,000, which was a star move. I truly think, contrary to popular belief, that Nicole is a good person. I think she's genuinely nice. I really do. Hate me, whatever you want. Bayleigh gets a punishment, and it didn't really show a whole lot of her punishment, but she had to be on this wonky tricycle, and she had to go around 500 laps out of the backyard. It was really cute on the feeds that they were cheering her on to finish her up, and it was just really nice. Like, they really are, when worst comes to worst, they really do have each other's back, and it's really nice to see. Danny gets a home gym. Those were the prizes, punishments, unitards. Nicole gets the sloppy tard, and basically she's a sloppy cereal, and she has to wear this big cereal box to everything. This is where we start getting into some of the drama and some of the back and forth, upside down, all this mess. So Tyler is mentally getting like really messed up because he feels bad about Bayleigh and Davonne being on the block. He feels that it's his fault that they're up there. And I don't necessarily feel that way, but it also could be the case. So he goes and talks to Bayleigh and Davonne, and he expresses his struggles, and he apologizes for things that he may have done, because previously Bayleigh and Tyler had these issues from their season. Very personal issues at that. And I truly feel like he is heartfelt, he's genuine, and I really, really feel like he feels the way that he portrayed himself. I don't think he was lying. I don't think he was being vindictive. I think he was truly, truly feeling that way. He wants Christmas to use the veto on one of them and put him up and then vote him out. And I think that he was doing that in good faith. I think he was doing that because he felt the need to do that. I think that he felt like that was his way of sacrificing and making peace with those girls before he leaves to go home. I think it was admirable. I think it was truthful. But then he goes and talks to Christmas, and she's totally against it. She's like, no, you're my final two, which she's everybody's fucking final two, but you're my final two. It would be bad for my game. Like, okay, I get it. You're looking out for your game. Who's not? But I do feel that he was doing this for the right reasons, and she could have honored it or not. She did not. But I think that she was going all about it in a different way. Like, she's just worried about her. But because it didn't happen, Bayleigh thought that Tyler was still being untruthful to her. Bayleigh thought that Tyler was the one that was lying. And I really, truly do not think that that was the case. I think that he really wanted to do that. You start seeing where all these negative feelings for Bayleigh against Tyler come up. She doesn't think he's being truthful. She's also betrayed by Christmas because she's on the block. Christmas tells Tyler what Davonne said, that Bayleigh is not over the stuff with Tyler, even though they think that they squashed it. She still has ill feelings towards Tyler. These feelings and these things that happened, it's way too personal for Big Brother. Like, they need to deal with their feelings on the outside. It does not need to be something that was brought into this game. Production should not have had the two of those on this game together, knowing what happened, what their situation was. And honestly, I'm not even going to get into it on here. If you want to look it up, look it up. They thought that it would be good TV, so here we are. They have all these feelings come back up. Now they have all this animosity towards each other. So at the veto meeting, Christmas does not use the power of veto, and Bayleigh and Davonne were the ones that will be voted for to be out. So before the show ends, Bayleigh asks, she's like, can we share your untouchable? And Christmas is like, no. And she just closes it and it's over with and we're done. Like, that was the whole reasoning behind this whole thing, is because Bayleigh told Christmas her untouchable was Davonne. Davonne was the casualty, so she put them both up, which in all reality for her maybe is a good game move. But Bayleigh and Davonne were not playing against Christmas, so I think this was a really stupid scenario this early in the game. All right, past is done. Here we are at eviction night. I did not take a whole lot of notes tonight because there wasn't a whole lot except for the drama show. I do think that Christmas is truthful when she was talking about that she was still with Davonne and still has her back. David is very torn because those are his two girls, and that's who he's been kind of really going back and forth with the game with. And he wanted Bayleigh to stay at the beginning because he said that he needs to have somebody that can win comps. And he was like, oh, she won a HOH in her season. Neither of them have won anything this season. So with that, not necessary. Like, David still don't know what the hell's going on in this game. And for the most somber, sad moment of this whole week, so we all know that Cody's grandfather passed away. And just seeing it on TV, it was just heartbreaking. And we also know that this is who I'm pulling for. This is my pick to win. And it is just so sad to see someone go through something and have to be away from their family. I do think that they went a little overboard recording all of his, like, 100% emotions in the diary room. They should have given him some space to read his letter, and then they could have filmed him outside talking to the house guest. I was crying. I'm sure everybody else was crying. Like, it was so sad and hard to watch. But I will say, amongst all this drama and all this crap that's going on inside the house, people can really be awful, but people can also be so lovely. And I think every single one of these house guests truly proved with this hardship that's going on for Cody that they really are good people. And they really do care for people. And I think the world needs a whole lot more people like that. They really all came together and they were really, really nice and comforting. The rest of the episode literally was this big old fight, this big old crap with Christmas, Davonne, and Bayleigh that Christmas provoked. It starts off with Davonne and Christmas just having a genuine, normal conversation in the bathroom. They put a little commentary and kind of funny, like, haha moments with it, with Ian being in the bathroom and the poor thing only just needed a towel. But all this was going on, and I'm sure that it lasted for way longer than what they showed on TV. I know the videos that I watched, I was watching videos for an hour just to catch up on all the shit that was going on because I missed it all, because I went to sleep 30 minutes before it happened and I was pissed. Basically, Davonne was trying to make Christmas understand that Bayleigh felt betrayed. She felt like Christmas didn't give a shit. They were working together. She trusted her with personal information. And Christmas just laid it out on a silver platter in front of fucking everybody. And that's not fair. That's so rude and it's just so unnecessary. And she kept saying that there's no such thing as personal game and this, that, and the other. And it is, because personal gain means your own personal information that you choose to give to someone else. And Bayleigh chose to give the information to her, and it backfired on her ass. And now, as we have all seen, she's at the door. It's Big Brother. It's ugly, but it gets ugly. Christmas starts raising her voice. She starts getting into cussing and fussing, and Davonne don't want no part of it. And so, like the classy woman that she is, she gets up and walks the fuck away. As it's ending and it starts getting heated, Bayleigh walks in and she's like, what the hell is going on? Because she doesn't know anything. And then her and Christmas get into it and they start fussing, and Christmas gets all up in her face and puts her hands all in her face. Basically, Christmas cannot think any way other than what she thinks. She will not listen. She will not take any information, and it's just really obnoxious and unnecessary. This whole thing could have been prevented if she would have just shut her damn mouth. Davonne and Bayleigh go out in the backyard, they calm down, they talk. They handled this like grown-ass women, and it is done respectfully and nicely, and they don't show their ass. The only person that is showing their ass is Christmas, and she looks like a damn fool. And I hope that when she comes out of the house and maybe she rewatches this, she sees that she was in the wrong and she looked like an idiot, because nobody was going up and nobody was raising their voice and nobody was acting a fool except for her. I am very happy though that CBS chose to edit it the way that they did, because there was a lot of things that were left out. I encourage you, if you're interested about what happened, go look up videos, go look up on the Big Brother websites where they do the recaps of the days. Read up on it and look and see what really happened. It was really nice to see that it was actually edited the way that it should have been and not edited any other way that would have looked negatively towards anyone else. And the thing is the reason why it wasn't is because Bayleigh and Davonne acted like true queens. Time for the vote. Bayleigh was voted out 9-0. Julie did her after interview and she told her about the committee. She told her about who Christmas's Untouchable was, and she also announced, once we got back from break after Bayleigh, that all the current house guests in right now have made it to jury. So jury starts next week. There's nobody else leaving, so what we have is what we have. the current HOH competition is a wall comp. And these are my favorite. These are long. They are lovely. It's endurance. It's on my TV right now, and I cannot wait to go dig into it. We have a long night ahead of us. I don't know who's watching, but spoiler alert is that Davonne has already fallen. She fell very, very soon into it, and I did not see exactly what happened, but it was quick, and that's weird, and she must have just slipped off, because you know that she's going in with a fire this week. So I know that she wanted to win this competition. But Julie also said that the first 3 that fall will be have-nots. So Davonne is a have-not. They said that Memphis may fall early, but as far as I can tell, Memphis is still hanging on. So we'll see what happens. But anyways, I'm headed for the feeds. That's where I'm going to be for the rest of the night. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Follow my Instagram. I'm at @AshleyRach on there. I share some extras throughout the week. But anyways, I will see you all on Sunday for the determination of HOH. We'll talk about that. We'll see what is going to happen after all of this drama this week. You all have a good week. Enjoy yourselves. Hopefully there's not as much drama. Maybe there will be. It was very entertaining. We are playing Big Brother.